The American left and the American right for a long time now have been playing entirely different games. If you look at the American politics through the lens of game theory, you understand that for at least 10 years or so now, the American right has been bringing pianos and chicken tenders to a gunfight. The fact is, the United States has been embroiled in a communist color revolution for probably close to 50 years now. And the only way we were going to get ourselves out of that is to have a Ukele-style counter-revolution. Now that was going to happen in one of two ways. It was going to happen from the grassroots through the people, or it was going to happen that way in combination with the federal government actually doing what it had to do. So while it is not perfectly ideal that the federal government, i.e. the Trump administration, is actually deploying National Guard troops throughout American cities, that is one of the necessary steps that is going to be required in order to actually bring order back to our country and start getting our system back on a healthy course. Now, of course, inevitably, that is going to be used against us. It is inevitable that if American people become comfortable with federal troops in American cities, that is not going to always be used in the best way, and inevitably is going to be turned on a righteous uprising. So while it is not long-term ideal, short-term, it is entirely necessary, and it is going to be what is required in order to get our system back on a healthy track. While I'm not a gigantic fan of seeing uniforms in American cities, the fact is left and right are not playing the same game, and the left has completely abandoned their duty to protect their citizens in their cities, which is why all of the major crime happens in the biggest leftist cities and states. So in order for the Republicans, the good ones at least, to correct course, they have to start playing the same game the left has been playing, and that game is wielding power. The Trump administration seems like it's finally came to the conclusion that it has to actually wield the power that it has to correct course. Now, with that being said, like I said, inevitably this is going to get turned on us. It will not happen under Trump. Trump is not a dictator. In fact, one of my biggest criticisms of Trump thus far have been the fact that he's not cracking down hard enough and doing the necessary things that have to be done, similar to what happened in El Salvador. It might sound crazy, but we are facing a very similar situation as El Salvador faced, and it's going to require some of the very same solutions. And it was the same organizations that put El Salvador in the situation they're in that put us in the situation that we're currently in at present. Don't take my word for it. If you would like an informed opinion on these things, I highly recommend reading How to Lie with Statistics. You can find it on Audible. I think you can probably find it on YouTube for free. The Confessions of an Economic Hitman, and also Study Cultural Marxism and the Long March Through the Institutions. Research those things. Do your own research. Don't believe me or anybody else. Learn for yourself.